Hi friends, hope you are all safe at your places. Mother Teresa said, "Let us always meet each other with a smile because a smile is a beginning of love." So, guys, try it and get the result immediately. Now, today I come here with keywords of GST part 3. These words are used on day-to-day basis. Very important words. First, legal name and trade name in GST. What is legal name? Legal name is the name mentioned in the PAN of the registered person, because registration in GST is PAN based. And trade name may be differ from the legal name, may be same or differ from the legal name. Now, EOA bill issued in the case of job work. EOA bill means it is issued in the case of when the value of consignment is more than 50,000 rupees. It is a road permit. But in the case of job work, irrespective of value of consignment, it is issued either by the principal supplier or by the job worker if he is registered. Now, HSN, harmonized system of nomenclature. It is 8-digit internationally based number developed by WCO, World Custom Organization. In India, turnover in the preceding financial year up to 1.5 crore. To no need to mention HSN code in the tax invoices, or where it is applicable to be mentioned, and 1.5 crore to 5 crore, two numbers of HSN code to be required, and above 5 crore, 4 number of HSN code to be required. But in the case of export, all 8 digit are to be required. HSN is a systematic classification of the goods. Now, SAC, Services Accounting Code, it like a HSN, it has 6 digit, and it is also a systematic classification of services. Now, CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, is a nodal agency responsible for administrating customs, GST, central excise, service tax, and narcotics in India. Now, time limit to send the goods to job worker. In the case of goods sent by the principal supplier to job worker, the same goods should be returned within a year from the date of the invoice. In case neither the goods returned by the job worker nor the goods supplied from the job or place within a year, in that case it will be a deemed supply and tax will be levied on that. And in the case of capital goods sent to job worker place, what will happen in that case? The same should come with back to the supplier within 3 years from the date of the invoice. If the goods neither received from the job worker within a 3 years period and nor supplied from the job workplace, in that case it will be also a deemed supply and tax will be leviable in that case. Now, if we will not make the payment to the supplier within 180 days from the date of the invoice, what will happen? We have to reverse the tax on that, and when we reverse the tax on that, we have to make payment. When we make the payment to the supplier, we have to pay interest at the rate of 18% per annum from the date of the input we have availed till the payment to the supplier. However, we can take the input tax credit immediately after made the payment to the supplier. If the payment is made immediately on before next financial year September and or a annual return for the year whichever is earlier, otherwise it is invalid. Now, rate of duty structure, what is that? Inverted rate of duty structure, what is that? When GST rate in the case of inward supplies higher than the GST rate on outward supply. For example, a person purchase some raw material and the GST rate is suppose 28% on that, on inward supply, and when convert the raw material into finished goods, the GST rate on finished goods is 5%. The difference rate between inward supplies and outward supply, that is called inverted duty rate structure. And what will happen? The amount of input will be accumulated in the credit ledger of the registered person. In that case, he can approach or file the refund application with the department. The form is RFD 01 and mark tick on due to inverted duty rate structure. Then in that case you will get the refund. Hope the informations I have given you are useful. Please do subscribe, share and like my channel. Thank you very much.